Welcome to No Fabs. Right, got it up in air then, and pretty much as I suspected. This is not standard. To be fair, I didn't really clock all that in there, so yeah, this is definitely not standard. It's had a performance back box on it at some point in its life. Not a bad job, to be fair, but the worrying thing is it's had a res delete. So not recently, this has been done many years ago, looking at the condition of it, but that poses a problem because this kid's booked it in for a back box delete. So if we do a back box delete with the res delete, well, if those of you that watch the green Skoda, you'll know why we don't do straight pipes on petrols. But, I mean, this is technically not a full-on straight pipe. It will still have the factory cat in because the cat looks like it's in there, but it will still be loud. So, you know the drill. Let's go in the office, let's give him a ring, and we'll get his reaction to what he says on camera. If he says do it, then we can all laugh at him at the end if it's horrendously loud and he hates it, can't we? All right, let's do it. Let's give him a call, see what he says.
Hello?
Hey, is that Theo?
Yeah, it is, mate, yeah.
Theo, it's Nate for NAW.
Yep, you're right.
Alright, pal. Just wanted to run something by you quickly. So you've booked this in for a back box delete, but it's already had a res delete. It's going to effectively be a straight pipe at that point. So what that means is it's going to be really loud.
Yeah, cause I don't even think it's loud enough at the minute, but obviously, like I say, it's going to be straight through after.
Well, the cat will still be in, but the rest of it will be straight. So, I mean, it will be loud. There's no doubt about that. It will be loud. I hadn't actually done any of these on YouTube videos or to show you what it'll be loud, but it'll be loud. Because the exhaust's not standard as it is, I don't know if you know.
I've never been under it since that car, mate.
No, right, so it's had a res delete many years ago because it's very rusty, and then the back section, it's had a sport exhaust at some point because it's stainless, the back box.
Yeah.
So choice is yours really, pal. I mean, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to continue doing what we're doing? I mean, it's not end of planet if it is horrendously loud. A box could be put in it at a later date, but it will be loud.
Yeah, we'll see what it is. Just do what you were doing. And take back box and that off, and obviously if it's too loud, I'll get it booked into higher box or something on it.
Right, that's it then. We'll do it.
No worries with me.
Alright, pal, see you in a bit.
Cheers.
Bye. So there you go, we've all laid it together. He's given us the okay to do it, and like I said, it won't be the end of the planet if he does want to put a box on it at a later date. It will be easy enough for us to modify it and put a silencer in there, in a similar position where the other one is now. Yeah, you've heard it yourselves. Let's do it. So first thing we're going to do is he wants twin tips coming out of the middle. So we're going to take this exhaust off, we're going to get this silver trim out of the way because we can't put the tips through the trim, we're going to have to come through the plastic bumper. I think. We're going to check on pictures one. I've done one of these before, we're going to check. I don't think that trim stays in, I think it comes out. We'll just double check. Let's whip the exhaust off for now, we'll have a look. We're going to end up dropping this diffuser off here. I've just tried to pull it off of there. It's been on there many years, it's seized on there solid. I can't really pull it back because of bumper, so we're going to have to take this lower half of this diffuser off. That should give us better access. There we go. Good access to that now.
That's coming out then?
Yep, that trim's coming out. Right, we'll go back up.
Hey, you ready?
Yep. Oh, that's ridiculous.
So
That is ridiculous.
burners, try and see if
We're going to have to try and warm it up. See, this is the stuff what you lot don't see. You don't see the battle just getting the old one off. We ain't even started yet and we're already getting grief. A bit of wham, bit of heat.
Ready?
Yep.
Oh my God.
That's ridiculous. That's mad. We're gonna have to cut it. We're gonna have to cut it. We'll get some safety specs. Hang on a minute.
Clamped onto.
Right, that's let's give that a whirl. Let's give that a whirl. It's going.
That was quite a bit.
Hey, it's coming. That were ridiculous. So there you go, you've seen how long that took. At least 20 minutes just to get the old exhaust off.
And it's not even rusty inside.
I don't know why it was, that was mad. It was like it was tacked on, but it weren't. It was just an insanely tight fit.
Because that clamp will have put a ridge in pipe, ain't it?
Yeah, probably has. Again, which is another good reason why we don't use them, because that's what they do. They put like ridges in pipe, makes it a pain in the ass. If you're going to do a slip joint, use T-bolt style clamps. Anyway, right, now we can actually start looking at doing what we were doing. Making it horrendously loud. So the customer didn't really pick any tips this morning, but he did send me a picture of a milltek one, which are very, very similar to them, looking at the pictures. Very similar to them. They're like 3-inch, they look like the straight cut. Now, the issue we've got is it's very tight coming around that corner and then through that hole in the diffuser. So these are obviously way, way, way too long. This is hitting back of the boot floor. So we do need to try and use a tight radius, 90-degree bend to try and get it round that corner. Now I am gonna have to cut these very, very short, right up to there, cut that very short, try and get it on there. Don't know if it's gonna work. Follow me and let's find out. Let's see if we can wreck a pair of tips. So firstly, we're gonna need to lose this portion off of the tips. That needs to go. And then I'm gonna have to cut the leg length off of this bend right down to the wire, to the board, as far down as I can get it. See what happens, eh? What's worse can happen? Safety first. Right, that's them trimmed down as short as I can get them. Let's get the bend in the bandsaw. Let's cut that super duper short as well. Now you'll notice that that hole has gone oval. Won't make a difference because as we cut this further down, this will end up oval. So it will match, you'll see. Let's get this set up in here. Right, let's cut that there. So I've just had a quick check of that, had a quick offer up on car. It's still not short enough, it's still too long. So essentially it's coming in like, yeah, like that. But it's still too long. So we do need to take this down a little bit more. We could do with around 1 inch. So where this is all welded on here, I think we're gonna try and take that back all the way and just see if we can get it a little bit better, because I don't want it close to boot floor. Last thing I want is it rattling up boot floor. Bit more fettling. Right, so I've had another 5 minutes on that and I've pretty much got it perfect, I think. So let's say tailpipes are pointing towards you guys. We're coming in at an angle like that. Now you'll see I've got the fitment pretty much dialed in lovely jubbly. It's difficult to show you with my hands in the way, but yeah, look at that now. So the gas is coming in there, it's going to hit that curve, and it looks like it might flow terrible, but it won't, because you think the gas is coming round a curve. It's not like it's a 90-degree bend, it's coming round that smooth curve there, straight into them tips. One thing that we might find is that the outer tip might be the dominant tip, so in other words, that tip might work better than the other one. Are you going to tell? Absolutely not. They both sit side by side. You'd never tell. On a cold morning when you get gas coming out, you might see one works more than the other. But what can I do, guys? I'm not a miracle worker. I can only do the best I can do. So we're going to take the Habitat welding bench now. We're going to get that tacked up. We are going to have just a check on the car fitment wise, make sure we've got space clearance with everything. If we have, let's weld it. Right, let's give these a wipe and get them tacked together. So for cleaning, we just use acetone. Gets any grease off, any crap. TIG welding is not very forgiving. If you've got any muck on your material, weld like ass. Right, that's just one little tack on it. Make sure we're looking square. Which we are. Another tack on there. Right, so at the moment that's just lightly tacked on. Before we go any further, let's have a little trial run on car, make sure it actually fits and we've got space. If it does, then we'll weld it. Right, check fitment, all good. We've got clearance, not a lot, but we have got it. That'll do us. I've given it all good clean, wiped down with acetone, we've tacked it together. Next step now is going to be to weld it. You're probably wondering what on earth this is. This is a purge pipe. I've taped the ends off. So purging is where we fill the internal portion of it with argon, gives us a nice strong weld, gives us gas coverage on the inside of the pipe, not just the outside. So the weld will look nice on the inside as well as on the outside. Let's get to it then. Let's get some weld. Sometimes when you're welding, you just know it's going to look good, and that's a nice weld. That looks well. Hopefully it goes that nice all the way around. It's going to be a bit of a tricky part when we get to this tight area, but right, I'm going to pause that. I'll let you guys have a little look, and then I'll probably merge this straight into a time lapse and blast around the rest of it. Look at that, folks. Camera will focus on that. Beautiful. Don't know if it focused, but if it didn't, I'll show you at end. So I'm going to probably speed this up now so it doesn't take forever for me to weld this on camera. Get blasted around it and yeah, show the end result. And then we can link the pipe to the tips. Who's nervous to hear it? I mean, 1.4 twin charged, so turbo supercharged. Still has the cat in it. I'm expecting it to be loud, but you'll have to wait till the end of the video, won't you? Now don't skip. Make sure you watch it all because it helps. Or it helps me. And there we go, all welded together, absolutely welded, beautiful that did. Welded so nice, all the way through. Now I'm going to try and show you the inside as well, to try and show you what I mean about the purging nice. It's not going to be easy, I don't know how I'm going to do it. There we go, look, that'll work. Right, let me grab you on the camera. Can you see, if the camera will focus, I don't know how well that's focusing, but can you see inside the pipe? You see how you can see, you can even see the, I mean I don't know if you can see it, but you can even see the dabs on the inside. It's really difficult to show you. I don't know how well you can see that. If you can see it, great. But basically, the welds, they look just as good on the inside as they do on the outside. That's what purging does. If we didn't purge that, it wouldn't look half as good as that. So the penetration wasn't perfect, so when you get perfect penetration, you'd have almost like a wedding ring on inside of there. Now I'm looking and I can see a couple of areas where I didn't get perfect penetration, but at the end of the day, it's an exhaust tip. It's not a turbo manifold, it's an exhaust tip. Absolutely fine. Sound. Right, that's welded. On to the next bit. Pipes are wedged in there then at the moment. Bit of cardboard, bit of trusty old cardboard. Now a couple of bit I've just done off camera and not shown you is we now do have, so you've seen the 90 degree off back of the tip, there's a little bit of straight, there's another 90 degree into a V-band. Now all we've got to do is join from there to there. Yeah, once we've linked that to there, a couple of hangers on it. One of these hangers is going to be a pain in the backside, I'll tell you. This one, this hanger up back of there, and you can't even see it, but there's essentially an hanger back there, which is going to be a pain in the backside to get, because that one's going to hold tailpipes right, but you can't really get to it with this diffuser on. So I'm not too sure how we'll do that yet, but we'll get it. We always get it, we don't know how yet. Let's get it mocked up so it's holding itself right. We'll get this bit done, and then we'll deal with hangers afterwards, eh? We've just got that all mocked up now. Connor's just welding it. How I meant to show you, I was mocking it together. It's a bit of a weird shape to be fair. It ended up just being like 3 15s all at funny angles to get it right. But we'll let him weld it up. You can see here he's welded at the backside and it's broke tack and created a gap. We're hoping that when we weld around it'll pull it back shut. We'll see. Nice. Nice fitment. Everything's looking sweet. So we've welded that first so it don't pull. We need to weld it to the V-band now, weld it to this little reducer what we had to make. The tailpipes still look somewhat like as well, which is nice. It's always nice when tailpipes don't pull. Right, get that tack to that V-band. Right then, better get set up for some hangers, haven't we? How many we got? One there, another one there, and we've got one that's a painted backside, which is up behind this bumper. That'll be the very last one we do. That one's up there. Now comes the problem child. The exhaust sat nice, by the way, sat on its own pretty sturdy. So here's the plan. The plan is we're going to try and take the diffuser back off, pull it straight back off. The exhaust sat in the exact position. As long as we don't move any exhaust, pop diffuser out way, make hanger, put diffuser back on. Job done. Weld it all while it's off and then we're ready for a sound clip. How's that for a plan, eh? Let's see if it works. Plan here then is we just need to make sure we do not move these tailpipes. So you can see they sat pretty naturally on their own, they're not moving. We just want to just tuck that up to it like that and weld it, and hopefully we're good. Right folks, there we have it. One finished Bocanegra, twin tip, out the middle, exhaust all done and dusted. Right, the dreaded bit. So earlier on you remember what I said, don't you? On the phone, you remember what I said to him? So what that means is it's going to be really, really loud. Well, let's get it down on the floor and let's have a listen, see if I'm right. I'm not sure on this one, it's still got cat in it. This one might not be as bad as the green Skoda, but let's get it down, let's find out. Right, the moment of truth. Let's see what it sounds like. Go on then. Like shit. Actually not that bad. I'm expecting worse. I'm expecting a lot worse.
It's still quite loud though, that.
It is loud, it ain't quiet, there's no doubt about that, but I'm expecting worse. You can really see there, look how much more dominant right tip is to left tip, and all I said that earlier in the video. Let's roll it back a little bit.
Not loud at all, that.
There we are, all warmed up. Let's get a couple of revs, see what it sounds like. Go on then. Actually sounds alright.
Flame shooting then.
Actually sounds alright. Go on, get another few. It's a fair play. Actually sounds alright. I thought it was going to sound worse than that. Right, let's get it out on road, see what it sounds like. Right, so you know what, fair play. Maybe I'm actually wrong on this occasion. I mean, it is still a little bit loud, but it doesn't sound trumpety. Just try and reverse that garage without running my dog over. Where are they?
One's in front.
One's there, where's Charlie? He's there. So yeah, like I was saying, fair play. Doesn't actually sound that bad, this one. I mean, it is still fairly loud, so don't think it's not loud, because it is. But yeah, this one actually doesn't sound that bad. Sounds way better than green Skoda. So it is late on it day, but we're gonna go out, we're gonna see what it sounds like on the road. Again, weather is absolutely terrible. It's pelting it down. There's an AMG 45 in front that wants to race us. I don't even know what power these are.
180 standard.
180?
Yeah.
180 standard out of a 1.4. I'm not going to lie to you, these engines are not reliable at all. So at the entire time I'm driving this, I will be cringing, hoping it doesn't throw a piston ring landing, but we'll see. I'm not going to thrash this one, definitely not.
I think we're going nowhere.
Oh my God, is that traffic? It does actually sound quite nice, this, not going to lie. It does actually sound quite nice. I never thought I'd hear the word petrol straight pipe come out of my mouth to sound nice, but it actually does sound all right.
No way.
What are you doing? So it actually does sound all right, to be fair. DSG changes do actually sound decent. It just did like an horrible one when we pulled away from roundabout. Let's see what it's really like to live with though. Straight piped. 70 mile an hour.
No.
7th gear.
Nothing. I can't even tell it's got an exhaust on it.
Happy with that then? Yeah. It's alright, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to have to eat humble pie here, aren't I? Like I've told them it's going to sound horrible and loud, and it actually sounds alright. Well, again, there you go, folks. It's what it's about, isn't it? You see how many cars I do. I can't possibly know how everyone's going to sound, but most of the time, the general rule of thumb is if you straight pipe a petrol, it sounds horrible. This actually sounds decent, but if you've got one of these and it's got a decat, I guarantee you then it will sound horrible. This, I think that's the only thing saving this one. It's got the factory cat still in, so just bear that in mind. And also, if you go too big a bore tube, it will have a difference in sound. So the back section, what we've made on this today, is 2.5 inch, and the mid pipe is still standard size, which I think it's a little under 2 1/4, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's 2 1/4? 57. I think the 55 mil tube. Again, I think that's the only thing helping this. If you've got a full 2.5 inch system, I'd expect it to be a little bit louder again. Obviously, the bigger the bore tube, the louder it is. So we're going to run it up here. Yeah, we didn't really get a chance to give it much throttle at that point because somebody's just in my way all the time. But yeah, I can say we're going up an hill now, cruising at 70. Drone is not too bad at all. So if you do travel distance, then you know that this is not going to be too bad for you, to be fair. It's all right.
They don't feel slow.
To be fair, like I said, I'm not absolutely giving it beans either. I'm changing up well earlier than you could do. These engines are not reliable. I don't trust them. 180 horsepower out of a 1.4 with a turbocharger and a supercharger. They were never ever going to be reliable, and they're not. So I'm not absolutely levering this car. You can just guarantee that it'll break on me. They are very, very common for breaking piston ring landings. So yeah, we're not doing it. But what is the conclusion of this video, Connor? Go on, you can tell them. What is it?
The straight pipe petrol can sound nice.
The words came out of our mouths. This is an exception. A straight pipe petrol that sounds nice. Unbelievable. That's it then. That's the conclusion. It does sound nice. If you've got a 1.4 twin charge, this is a Bocanegra in it, but I think this engine comes in other things. Skoda Fabia VRS as this engine, I believe.
A1. New A1.
I don't know about A1. We have to take Connor's word for that. I don't know if Audi A1 ever came with it, but maybe it did. If you've got that engine and you want this noise, straight pipe the cat back, mid-res delete and back box delete, and you will get a nice noise. We'll wrap this video up, folks. Thanks for watching. Check us out on Instagram. Give us a follow on there as well. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. We'll catch you in the next video.
Peace out.